How the Lakers can bounce back next season, plus Collin Sexton joins the show. Mannix and Beck dive into what could be an interesting Lakers offseason, with an assist from Let's Go sign Dennis Schröder, who is pesky on defense but for sure is a guy who could get a bucket. Let's Go sign Montrezl, who is not pesky on defense, who sort of exists to play with energy and get buckets like let's try that stuff. And if those guys missed some time, whether it's 2 weeks with COVID-19 or an ankle sprain or just sort of like the bumps and bruises that were sure to come with that shortened off-season, that they would have guys sort of in the wings ready to take on bigger roles. And it just never really materialized. That identity never really settled that way. There were flashes of it occasionally where you could see sort of what they were trying to do. And I think that team performed admirably enough, especially on defense, like it was never an issue of playing hard or anything like that. They always pretty much played hard for the most part defensively. But I think that Harrell's finding was a miss. I don't think there's really any question about that. This was sort of the big free agency guy. The move that they had to make was, they had their mid-level exception. They gave it to Montrezl Harrell. And by the first round of the playoffs, he's not in the rotation. Like, that's not good. You don't want that. And then I think secondarily, Schröder is a guy who had a pretty good season, shot the ball poorly from the three, and was out of the lineup with COVID-19 related stuff twice for big extended chunks, played through some injuries when he was around. But just, I don't know, had a couple of really dreadful games when they needed him to be impactful with Anthony Davis hurt, so the Lakers know all of this stuff. But it's sort of like, well, what do you do? You're capped. You're paying LeBron James and Anthony Davis $70 million next year. What do you do when you have two superstars? Like bird rights matter and the guys who you have bird rights for, that's how you keep your team sort of functioning. And so you're kind of stuck with Dennis Schröder, even if you don't think he's a perfect fit. But I think he might be.